After I became a housewife, my husband handed me just 500 yuan a month and told me to cover all the household expenses, groceries, utilities, everything. He even had the gall to say 500 was already too much. If the man at home won't pay, some other man out there will, he sneered. So once my wallet started feeling fatter, I naturally began dressing up, buying better skincare, and enrolling in fancier classes. When my husband questioned the new spending, I answered with a shrug, all bought with the 500 yuan you gave me. He exploded. 500 isn't even enough for groceries. How could you afford all this? I laughed my head off. Turns out he's always known 500 yuan was nowhere near enough. My name is Qiaoyi. After several years of dating, my boyfriend and I got married, and naturally we had a daughter named Duo. With no one else to care for the baby, my husband Liang Jixin asked me to quit my job and become a full-time housewife. I wasn't happy about it. I want to work. I want to earn money too. Can't I keep my job and hire a confinement nanny? I asked. Liang Jixin tried to persuade me. A decent nanny costs 6,000 or 7,000 a month, more than your salary. We'd lose money. Besides, could you really relax leaving the baby with a stranger? I wavered. He went on. I'm working so you and Duo can live well. I'll hand over every yuan I earn to you, my leader. I won't shortchange you. Since he promised to give me his whole paycheck, I finally agreed. So for 3 years he worked outside and I managed the home. A housewife earns no income. My days were spent pinching pennies. One night during a shopping festival sale, I was stocking up on paper products when Liang passed by, glanced at my phone and shouted, "You're spending 1,000 yuan on toilet paper? What kind of family do you think we are?" I hadn't expected such shock. It's not just toilet paper, I explained patiently. It includes my sanitary pads and the special baby wipes for Duo. It's a whole year's supply for the 3 of us. He refused to listen. You still can't spend 1,000 yuan. Do we have money to burn? I thought that was unfair. Compare the prices. This makes sense. It's the lowest price of the year, 50% off. Buying it all now saves us half of what we'd pay buying month by month. In 3 years Liang had never handled household expenses, so he had no idea how much bulk buying can save. He just kept accusing me of wasting money. I finally lost patience. Since you earn outside and I manage inside, isn't how we spend our business mine to decide? I walked away to put Duo to bed. I assumed the matter was over, but after I tucked her in, Liang came to me, deadly serious. Qiaoyi, we need to talk about our spending. I was baffled. What's wrong with our spending? He earns 12,000 yuan a month. Routine expenses are 6,000, the mortgage 2,000, so we save 4,000. For Duo's future school fees, I lock every spare yuan into fixed deposits. We're not rich, but I'm content. Liang shook his head. I trusted you, so after handing over my salary, I never asked how you used it. If I hadn't seen it today, I'd never have known you're so wasteful. Blowing 1,000 on toilet paper. Was this still about the paper? I was speechless. I've told you, that 1,000 covers an entire year of hygiene products. Take sanitary pads. Buying monthly costs almost 100 yuan a month, but buying a year at once is only 500. He still shook his head. No, you lie around at home all day spending like water. Do you think earning money is easy? From now on I'm not giving you the salary card. I'll give you 500 yuan at a time, as if I did nothing all day. Do the meals on his table and the clean clothes on his back fall from the sky? And what can 500 yuan cover? My face darkened. Seeing my expression, he quickly added, once you spend the 500, just ask me for more. I'm not cutting you off. He even looked aggrieved. This is to train you to save. I work so hard. Show me some pity. I do pity him, so I nodded. Fine, we'll do it your way for now. Delighted, he transferred 500 yuan to me. I knew you love me most, babe. Here's 500 for now. Ask when you need more. I figured we're family. Money in whose pocket doesn't matter, and I can always ask. Soon I learned how wrong I was. The next day the milk delivery company called. Ma'am, your monthly milk subscription expires next week. Do you want to renew? To guarantee fresh protein for all 3 of us, I'd arranged 3 bottles a day, 600 yuan a month. I wanted to renew, but when I tried to pay, the balance was insufficient. Only 500 yuan, still 100 short. Liang was in the bathroom. I knocked. Honey, transfer me another 100. I need to pay for milk. No answer. I knocked harder. Still nothing. He was pretending to be deaf. I was about to lose my temper, but the milk company was still on the line waiting for my answer. Cornered, I could only transfer 200 yuan first. I'll just subscribe for one person for 1 month. I told the milk company, if the grown-ups skip milk, so be it. Duo is still little. She needs the calcium. The moment the payment went through, Liang Jixin strolled out of the bathroom. He glanced at my screen and put on an exaggerated look of delight. Only 200 yuan this time? See, giving you 500 at once is working. You're finally learning to save. save. I almost laughed in rage. He clearly heard me pounding on the door for money and simply ignored me. Now he praised saving money when I'd only bought milk for our daughter. I opened my mouth to explain, but he cut me off, snatched the breakfast and milk from the table, and bolted for the door. All right, babe, gotta run off to work. I stared, dumbstruck, as he scurried away as if fleeing the bill. It was just milk. Did he really need to dodge it like a dine and dash? By afternoon, I'd paid another 200 yuan for electricity, leaving only 100 in my phone. At the vegetable market, greens cost 22 yuan, 78 left. When I reached the butcher's, I remembered Liang had asked for tomato braised brisket. One last piece remained. 2 jin, 80 yuan. 2 yuan short, payment failed. I messaged him at once. Hubby, send money. I'm short for the brisket. 2 minutes, no reply. The butcher stood with folded arms. I forced a smile and sent more texts. Hurry, the vendor's waiting. I'm not joking. This is urgent. I've been standing here ages. Still nothing. A passerby behind me eyed the brisket. If you don't want it, I'll take it. Flustered, I said. I do, just a second. I called Liang. The line cut after one ring. He was clearly staring at his phone. Why ignore me? The butcher finally spoke. Lady, if you can't pay, let the next customer have it. The brisket was snapped up. The buyer tossed off a parting shot. If you can't afford it, don't block the line. My face burned crimson. That evening Liang came home, took one look at the meatless dishes, and his cheerful grin vanished. No meat? I told you I wanted brisket. Why didn't you make it? I kept my face flat. I texted and called you all afternoon. Why'd you act like you didn't see? Afternoon meeting. Couldn't answer, he mumbled. Then, seeing my disbelief, he flipped it on me. No talking at meals. Can't I just eat in peace? Suddenly I felt too tired to fight. I only said, then send more money. The 500 is almost gone. Tomorrow's groceries won't be enough. He paused mid-bite and shot me a sidelong look. If I hadn't thought of this system, I'd never have known you can blow 500 yuan in a single day. That's 15,000 a month. Xiao Yi, could you please save a little? I'm the only one earning. The pressure's huge. Don't give me more stress. His scorn stung worse than the stranger's taunt. Too angry to eat, I shoved my phone at him with the payment log. Look, 200 for Duodwa's milk, 200 for utilities, 22 for vegetables, 78 left. The brisket was 80, 2 yuan short. Because you wouldn't answer, I couldn't buy even one piece of beef. Do you know how long I stood there being laughed at? Liang swallowed his rice. I'm not allowed to comment when you spend my money? He transferred the money, more impatient than ever. Fine, I sent it. Why the long face? The 500 arrived, but his words left a heavier stone in my chest. After my shower, I went to do my skincare and found the serum bottle empty. I tapped and scraped the last drops, then messaged my usual agent. Need another bottle? She replied. Sis, the whole set is on sale. Buy one get one. Only 500 yuan. A single bottle is 200. Not worth it. I was tempted, but my balance read 578. If I bought the deal, I'd have to ask Liang again. For some reason, having to beg for every normal expense made my skin crawl. I sighed and typed, just a single 200 yuan serum. Liang came out of the bathroom without cleaning up, water everywhere, even urine stains on the toilet seat. Afraid Duo might slip, I grabbed the mop and cleaned it myself. When I returned to the bedroom, Liang was holding my phone glaring. Too stingy to buy me 80 yuan brisket, but you'll drop 200 on a bottle of serum for yourself. No wonder you're always broke. It's all going to cosmetics. Since you're this selfish, don't expect me to be polite anymore. From now on, you get 500 yuan a month for household expenses, not a penny more. That 500 has to cover groceries, utilities, and everything Duo needs for the entire month. I stared at him, eyes wide with disbelief. Liang Jixin, have you lost your mind? What can 500 yuan possibly cover? He answered as if it were gospel. You're the one who betrayed my trust first. Didn't you spend only 22 yuan on vegetables? There are still 20 days left this month. 20 times 22 is only 440 yuan. I'm giving you 500. You'll even have 60 left over. The more he spoke, the more excited he became, almost dancing in place. If you overspend, figure it out yourself. I refuse to let you squander the money I work myself to the bone for. I was dumbstruck. When he'd first coaxed me to quit and stay home, he'd sworn he'd never let me suffer the slightest grievance, that I was the CEO of our household. Only 3 years later, a college student couldn't survive on 500 a month, yet he expected me to run an entire family on it? My heart iced over. I flung a pillow at him. Liang Jixin, you're no man. He swatted the pillow aside, impatient. Xiaoyi, rant all you want. You won't see another cent from me this month. Furious, I grabbed my things and moved into the spare bedroom with Duo. She hugged my arm and whispered, Mommy, I heard you and Daddy fighting. Don't be sad, okay? Duo doesn't want Mommy to cry. I held her close, dry-eyed and suddenly clear-headed. My parents, gone early, had left me no cash but 3 apartments and 2 storefronts in this city. The rents had paid my way through school and still arrived quarterly after marriage. Liang's family, by contrast, was dirt-poor rural, illiterate parents, hand-to-mouth childhood, sometimes 200 yuan a month for all 3 of them, because his mother knew how to stretch a coin. Hearing that always infuriated me. Why should my daughter scrimp and suffer just because he once ate husks? For years I'd believed we were one unit, never even thought of hiding private savings. Tonight I realized I might never have truly known him. His stubbornness, arrogance, selfishness, bone-chilling. This man was not to be trusted. We plunged into a cold war. I stopped cooking for him entirely. 500 yuan, let him see how far that gets him. He didn't care, he had money. He ate out every meal, treating buddies to restaurants, hundreds per outing, then hiring designated drivers after drinking. Funny, lectures on thrift for me, lavish spending for himself. One evening while I was reading with Duo, he accidentally dialed my number. In the restaurant din, his voice slurred. I give Xiaoyi 500 a month. The rest is mine to use as I please. I bust my ass for over 10,000. Why should I give it to her? 10 grand can last me ages. His cronies hooped. Brothers before wives. Man, women are like clothes. Don't spoil them. Liang grew bolder. Don't worry, I'll have her tamed. Xiaoyi's got no parents. Where else can she go? She'll have to listen to me. I hung up, icy calm. This man, my husband, was scheming how to break me. The word divorce flashed across my mind, but without a job I feared I'd lose custody. I'm not one to wait for fate. The night after that call I began sending out resumes. Duo, now 3, attended kindergarten all day. I had time, but 3 years out of the workforce plus a sluggish market meant every application came back rejected. Liang spotted the stack of resumes and sneered. Still trying to get hired? No company wants a full-time mom who's been out of the game. Give it up. And those resumes, printed with my 500 yuan, right? Once that's gone, enjoy drinking the northwest wind. My husband, withholding living expenses, mocking my every attempt to stand up. Disgust curdled inside me, yet after days of scrimping, only 180 yuan remained. The more anxious I grew, the fiercer my job hunt became. That day another interview ended in rejection. I trudged home, collected Duo, and started dinner. To save money we hadn't had meat in 3 days. Adults can cope, but a child needs protein. I was steeling myself to swallow my pride and beg Liang for meat money when Duo dashed to her room, returned with her piggy bank, and pressed it into my hands. Mommy, I know you're out of money. It's okay, Duo has pocket money. All for Mommy. My heart cracked. Tears fell before I could stop them. Duo, if Mommy and Daddy divorced, who would you choose? Duo flinched, then hugged my leg tightly. I'll stay with Mommy. Daddy is only the husband Mommy chose, but Mommy is the one I choose. Her words wrapped me in a huge, invisible safety blanket. I stopped obsessing over a full-time job and focused on part-time work instead. My major had been English. Accompanying interpretation gigs were perfect. Short, just a few hours, never interfering with Duo's schedule. The job was simple. Escort bosses from big companies around trade shows and interpret for foreign guests. Payment was daily, often close to 1,000 yuan for one afternoon. After a couple of assignments, my purse was comfortably padded. I began sprucing myself up. Nicer skincare, advanced training courses. As an interpreter beside the boss, I had to look the part. Even Duo's snacks got an upgrade. It was almost funny. Before I quit my job, I bought designer bags without blinking. Yet after marriage, a 200 yuan serum earned me lectures. Now a 1,000 yuan cosmetics set didn't make me flinch. Liang Jixin had no idea I'd found side work, but he sensed something had changed. He eyed Duo's pretty new dress and the foundation on the table. Where did all this come from? I didn't look up. That 500 you give me, of course. He exploded. Bull. 500 barely covers groceries. Where did the money come from? I paused, half smiling. Oh, so you do realize it's not enough. He wasn't stupid. He'd always known 500 yuan was a joke, but he'd banked on me running out and caving. Those sordid little schemes stayed unspoken. His face darkened. If my money can't buy these and you have no job, where's the cash coming from? He swept his eyes over me. No wonder you're dolled up. You found some sugar daddy. Translation, he suspected me of cheating. I laughed bitter. Exactly. When the man at home won't pay, naturally another man will. His face went livid. 2 days later another interpreting job came up. I dressed, booked a ride, and headed to the venue, a hotel where I was to help Mr. Zhao, a tea merchant from out of town, introduce his products to foreign buyers. I'd just shaken Zhao's hand when a figure burst out of nowhere. Got you, Chaoyi. Adultery caught in the act. I've nabbed both the cheating wife and her lover. It was Liang Jixin. He'd tailed me all the way to the hotel. I froze. You're insane. This is my client, the tea boss. Mr. Zhao hurried to explain. There's been a misunderstanding. Liang wouldn't listen. He swung a fist straight at Zhao's nose. Misunderstand this. Chaos erupted. When the police arrived, Liang had to pay Mr. Zhao 3,000 yuan in damages. Outside the station, Liang groused. If you told me you were freelancing, I wouldn't have had to hit anyone. Now I'm out 3 grand. He'd messed up and still blamed me. And you never mentioned tailing me the whole way. You were so sure I'd cuckold you that you came to catch me. He began stammering. You're overthinking it, Xiaoyi. I sighed. I'm exhausted, Liang. If you can't trust me, let's divorce. He panicked. He'd only wanted control, never divorce. Whenever I tried to discuss it, he dodged the topic. One evening, he even booked a candlelit dinner for 2, fancy steakhouse, roses, the works. He pulled out my chair, sliced my steak, and sent me a red envelope of 888 yuan. I'll admit, his careful courtesy softened me a bit. Over dessert, he handed me a huge bouquet and spoke with rehearsed humility. Honey, I let my own stupidity almost make you lose faith in me. Maybe we're just hitting the 7-year itch. I've thought it through. If we have a second child, maybe we'll get back the happiness we had. And Duo needs a little brother to look out for her. I was stunned. I'd come ready to serve divorce papers, and he'd steered us to baby number 2. He even pledged that if I got pregnant, he'd hand over his salary again and work harder for promotions. My parents died young. I had no one to ask for advice, so I vented to friends. My best friend's reply was razor sharp. He's probably hoping to keep you under his thumb while you're pregnant and vulnerable. That's exactly what he's planning. Liang Jixin had left his tablet on the bathroom counter. He'd gone into the study to game and warned us not to disturb him. I was about to put the iPad away when a message from his mother popped up. Hadn't he always claimed she was an illiterate countrywoman? My heart lurched. I tapped the chat. Is your wife really going to divorce you? Liang, don't worry. One steak dinner and she's back in line. A woman just needs a little sweet talk. She's already had my kid. Who else would want her? She won't dare leave. Relax. Mom, I think so too. But women need training or they'll climb on your head. Liang, exactly. Ever since Xiaoyi took some side gigs and made a bit of money, she's gotten cocky. Actually talking divorce. I beat up that T-boss Xiao, so short-term no one will dare hire her for jobs. Liang, Mom, your plan is genius. Once I get her pregnant again, she'll be stuck. Mom, that's my boy. I've been through it. I felt my blood boil. New messages kept scrolling. Liang, I've never seen a cent of rent from her apartments. She claims she opened accounts just for Duo. A useless girl doesn't need that much money. Liang, just wait. One day I'll get those houses transferred and bring you to live in the city. Mom, I'll be waiting. Never lived in a big city flat. Liang, Mom, Xiaoyi's getting harder to control. We'd better knock her up fast. Once she's pregnant, she can't job hunt. She'll have to depend on me. Whatever I say goes. If she refuses, I'll poke holes in all the condoms tonight. She'll end up pregnant without knowing how. She wouldn't dare abort. She'll just obediently give birth. Liang, I won't let her get proper prenatal checkups. We'll pick the cheapest, worst hospital. If she dies on the table, the houses are automatically mine, and we can sue the hospital for a fat compensation on top. To be honest, I'm sick of this woman. With money, I can marry any young beauty. My hands shook. This was the real Liang Jixin, the monster sharing my bed. When my best friend heard, she was horrified. God, even animals have more decency. Xiaoyi, starting tonight, insist on sleeping with Duo. I'll get you a lawyer. Divorce ASAP. Following her advice, I screenshotted every message, sent them to her, and pretended nothing had happened. I told Liang I'd keep sleeping with Duo. Since he wasn't in a rush for another pregnancy, he agreed. Meanwhile, I met my friend's lawyer, discovered the sabotaged condoms, and even found a travel guide to the coast plus an accidental death insurance policy. It looked like if I refused to get pregnant, Plan B was a seaside accident. To lull him, I kept taking interpreting gigs and even cooked for him with my own earnings. Liang texted his mother, "See, I don't give her a cent now, and she still scurries home to serve me. Let him bask in that delusion." I packed every last item belonging to Duo and me and walked out without hesitation. That night, Liang came home to an empty kitchen, empty closets, echoing rooms. He called frantic. "Xiaoyi, where are you? No dinner. Are you trying to starve me? Someone robbed the house." Coolly, I replied, "No thief. Duo and I simply moved out. Remember? I told you I want a divorce. Did you think I was joking?" He exploded. "You're insane. How will you support Duo without me? I shot back. I have hands and feet. Gigs are lining up. And why stay married? Wait for you to murder me for the inheritance. I texted him the chat screenshots. Every word is saved. If you're not at the Civil Affairs Bureau tomorrow to sign the papers, I'll send these to your boss, your colleagues, your entire company. Let them see the real you. A man like Liang fears exposure more than death. With that leverage, he dared not refuse. The next day he showed up and signed the divorce agreement. By law, we must return after 30 days for the final stamp. I looked him in the eye. House and car are yours. I want nothing except Duo. He gave a slow, sinister smile. Not happening. My daughter stays with me. I snapped. You've never taken care of her for a single day. Custody is useless to you. I was certain that once divorced he'd remarry quickly. He dislikes daughters. Why drag his ex-wife's child into new dates? I don't have to raise her, he drawled. I'll bring my mom to the city. She'll look after Duo. Since you want her, I'll make sure you don't get your way. The man was so rotten you could smell the stench right through his skin. Just to hurt me, he was ready to tear mother and daughter apart. Even though we both knew Duo would suffer in his hands, I felt the air leave my lungs. Liang Jixin spotted my panic and grinned wider. Qiaoyi, what choice do you have? You don't even have a proper job. How will you support Duo? He shrugged. See you in 30 days. Bring the divorce papers and Duo. He sauntered off, leaving me shaking with rage. Take Duo over my dead body. Since negotiations were dead, I played my last card. I bundled every screenshot, every chat log, and emailed them to his entire office. Office gossip travels faster than wildfire. Overnight, Liang became infamous for all the wrong reasons. Colleagues who once greeted him now glared. The promotion that had been 90% certain evaporated. His supervisor looked him in the eye and said, Liang, you've disappointed us beyond repair. Clear your desk, you're fired. He called me livid. Qiaoyi, you're trying to ruin me. I answered with a cold laugh. If you want to fight for custody, of course I'll play every ace. You were the one who tried to ruin Duo first. And if you don't sign over custody, I added, I'll drag this to court. I'll make sure the whole city knows what a parasite you are, living off your wife, plotting her death for her property. You deserve every bit of this. All the pent-up fury of the past months poured out. On the other end, he lost whatever sanity he still possessed. Fine, just wait. Qiaoyi, just wait. The line went dead. A chill ran through me, but the kindergarten bell rang. I pushed the fear aside and scanned the gate for Duo. She emerged waving. Mommy, I'm here. A figure lunged from the crowd. Liang Jixin, knife flashing silver in the sunlight, aiming straight at Duo. I'll kill your little brat first, then butcher you, bitch. I screamed Duo's name. Her young teacher reacted instantly, yanking Duo aside. The blade sliced the teacher's arm. The security guard charged with a steel fork. Liang knew it was now or never. He spun toward me, blade raised. Parents screamed. Children scattered. Some tripped and fell. The fork reached him first. He was pinned to the ground, thrashing like a rabid animal. Qiaoyi, you ruined my life, my job, everything. I'll murder you. Duo stumbled to me, sobbing. I held her tight and kicked his writhing body. Animal, look at these kids. Because of you, they're hurt. May you rot in hell. Liang was arrested. Between the stampede and attempted murder, the charges were severe. He'll likely spend decades inside. If he ever gets out at all, he'll be too broken to function. His mother came once, a shrewd-looking woman who greeted me warmly, as if she'd never conspired with her son to ruin me. She cooed at Duo and pressed local snacks into her hands. Duo refused them, hiding behind me. She'd learned to fear anyone on her father's side. My best friend saw through the act at once. She's buttering you up so you'll take care of her precious boy when he gets out. With Liang locked up, he'll never find another wife. Duo is his only child. She's banking on you two being his safety net. Dream on. While all this unfolded, I studied nights for an entrance exam. 6 months later, an Ivy League university across the ocean sent an acceptance letter. Their family-friendly policy lets me bring Duo. The landlady they found is a kindly grandmother who adores children. Duo will thrive there. Jobs for moms with gaps in their resumes are scarce, but after I graduate from that century-old institution, nothing will be the same.